for tonight, the Washington Capitals to square their semi-final series with the home team, the New York Rangers, a winner in Game 1, 2-1. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Rimmer, your play-by-play voice of Washington Capitals hockey here on DC 20. Joining me, as always, Craig Laughlin. And Craig, the Capitals are confident as they take to the ice tonight. They are looking to square this series and get set for Game 3 back in their own rink come Sunday night.
Well, they certainly are, Jeff. A couple of new people on the defensive court can add that offensive spark. The addition of Al Iafrate is obviously a big factor for the Washington Capitals, but I think they've got to come out this game fired up and ready in the first period, and they've really got to forecheck the New York defensemen. They didn't do it in Game 1 until late in the third period, so that's one spot I think the Capitals have to be really prepared to do, is pay the price, make that first check, and look for the follow-up loose puck.
All right, what about the lineup changes for tonight's game? Al Koken caught up with Terry Murray a few minutes before the game.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm here with Capitals coach Terry Murray. Terry, what changes do you make in your lineup in Game 2?
Well, two of the changes, Al, are going to be back on the blue line. Neil Sheehy and Al Iafrate are going in tonight, and, you know, it's a great addition to get Al Iafrate back. I was really pleased to see that, you know, he's come along. He had a skate with us this morning and feels real good, and he's really chomping at the bit to make a contribution, and which he will. He's certainly the type of guy that we missed, I think, especially in our power play last game, and now I can come back with three offensive-minded defensemen to continue with the power play for the full 2 minutes. Neil Sheehy, rather, I mean, here's a guy that's gone through an awful lot. 2 serious injuries this year. Al, he's one of the most positive guys I know. He's talked himself into being healthy, and here he is. He's ready to go. He's been practicing with us for a couple of weeks, and I think he's going to make a big contribution emotionally with our team. He's a very up guy.
All right, Terry, thank you very much. Capitals coach Terry Murray before the start of the all-important second game of this series. Back upstairs to Jeff and Craig.
Thanks, Al. As we look back at Game 1 on Wednesday night, the Washington Capitals' ineffective power play hurt this team 0 for 5 with the extra man. In fact, they had but one shot on goal officially in the 5 power plays. Tonight, that should change with Al Iafrate back.
It certainly should. Al Iafrate adds that other dimension. He's a hard-rushing defenseman, and he can take a spell when Hatcher and Johansson are out there for the whole time. He's going to be able to get on the ice and contribute. He's got to wheel with the puck. Against the Ranger hockey team, they like to throw four checkers against you against the power play. They switch up quickly, so having Al Iafrate is a big plus for the Caps.
And we mentioned the return of Neil Sheehy tonight. Sheehy last played in the Wales Conference Championship Series in Games 1 and 4, Craig.
Well, I think he's going to be also a key guy with the Rangers talking about how they're going to punish the Capitals, how they're going to hit, how some of their big guys think they can fight and push the Caps around. Neil Sheehy, he led the Caps last year in penalty minutes. He's the type of guy, he's a positive guy that can step in the lineup and really be a factor out there, keeping the Rangers honest.
And speaking of the New York Rangers, how about Bernie Nichols, who promised he'd be a factor in Game 1? Well, he was 45 minutes off in regaining the confidence of his team and his coaching staff, but Nichols came through big.
He certainly did. He got a big goal for the Rangers. He's obviously a top-notch goal scorer. When he gets the puck, things happen. The Caps have to beware of this guy. He's not a flashy skater, but the thing he does, he kills you with his good hockey sense and his shot. He's got the hard shot. They've got a key on this guy because he's a pumped-up hockey player coming out with the Rangers.
New York Rangers and the Capitals coming out on the ice. We'll be back with our opening face-off. Don't go away.
This year, DC 20 turns 25. 25 years of movies, comedy, sports, kids, and premiere programs. And we're going to celebrate. Join us in the celebration of DC 20's 25th anniversary. Go back to the future at the new Universal Studios, Florida. Appear in a DC 20 commercial. Win prizes from your favorite DC 20 shows. And celebrate all summer long at movie premieres, sports events, and hot summer attractions. Prepare yourself for a silver celebration. The 25th anniversary of DC 20, WDCA TV.
To help fight the corrosive effects of salt and water, every Lexus features airbag terminals plated in gold. Of course, we might have used a less expensive material, but it wasn't money we were interested in saving.
people are getting together over an ice-cold Bud Light.
Well, you can taste it, you can feel it, you know you got it right. 'Cause everything else is just a lie. Just keep your Bud Light shining. Just a light. Bud Light shine on.
When you own your own business, you sweat every detail.
Avis is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its employees, and they're trying harder with a 49-step quality control program to give you a well-maintained car. Avis, we're trying harder than ever.
When you own the business and your customer needs something fast, you do it.
Avis is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its employees, and they're trying harder with a computerized return system to get you on your way faster. Avis, we're trying harder than ever.
This is Hardee's quarter-pound cheeseburger. Its dimensions, about 64.65 millimeters bun to bun. The patty, 12.65 millimeters of 100% thick, juicy beef. And for limited time only, it's just 99 cents. Now, we believe there isn't a cheeseburger this thick and this high for this low in the business. But if any fast food restaurant chain would like to challenge us, this side of the screen is yours. Just send your film to this address. Hardee's quarter-pound cheeseburger. It's very high, it's at a very low price, and at this very good restaurant.
Still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We are set for the opening face-off after the national anthem here at the Garden.
In goal for the Caps, Dom Beaupre. He had a solid game one. He turned aside 28 of 30 shots. They expect the same type of performance tonight. Between the pipes for the Rangers tonight, coming off a fine performance in game one. Mike Richter for the Caps to score on this guy. They have to apply more pressure around the crease area.
Our referee tonight, Andy Van Helleman, Randy Mitten, and Paul Civic are the linesmen tonight. Van Helleman over at the Ranger bench talking to Roger Nielsen right now. And Craig, might they be going over the opening lineup here?
I think so. You've got to put the lineup out that you had initially sent in to the referee, and he's checking it out over at the Ranger bench.
The Washington Capitals will start Tim Berglund at center ice. Nick Kyprios on the left wing, Alan May on the right side, Neil Sheehy and Ken Sabrin on the points. It is Millette on the left wing, Jansen's at center, and Paul Broughton on the right side with Randy Moeller and Sorella on the point. And we are underway. Game 2 of this Patrick Division semifinal. Sorella off the board. Sheehy steps in to Millette across the line, dumps it in. And the puck cradled very quickly there by Richter. The Capitals come out hitting here. Open ice hit on Jansen's by Sabrin. And across the line. There's a drive wide of Beaupre. Backhand shot right to the Caps goaltender. And he holds on. And Neil Sheehy turning away from one of the Rangers who wanted to go right there. Sabrin is dumped by Millette.
And Joey Kosher's out on the ice, Jeff. He's the guy that pushed with Neil Sheehy. Neil Sheehy playing smart. He's an agitator for the Cap. He's the type of guy you want in your lineup. He knows how to do it. He's a veteran hockey player trying to go Joey Kosher into the first minor penalty.
And wouldn't you know it, Kosher's going to go. And now here's Millette trying to get Alan May to go back in the play.
And Alan May just turning away. Millette, big controversy here in New York, Jeff, all over the papers.
Millette's going to get a penalty. Millette is going to get a penalty here, and the Caps may get a two-man advantage here. He's calling Millette over to the penalty box. And we'll have to wait and see if he takes the Capital with him. But you're right, Craig. Neil Sheehy saying, hey, what's going on? You guys want to go? Let's see how Van Helleman calls this one. But all kinds of stories in the New York papers today. Rangers very confident, talking about the Capitals' reluctance to go.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 16 of the Rangers, Troy Millette, receives 4 minutes for spearing.
How
the time,
about
23 seconds.
The Capitals are going to have a two-man advantage.
And that's the exact situation the Capitals want to be. The reason you got a 4-minute spearing penalty is this year in the NHL, they've really clamped down on that. If you even motion that you're going to spear a guy, spearing's a dangerous thing. You can really hurt somebody with it. Even if you don't hit the man, the referee can nail you with a penalty. And he did that quickly to Troy Millette, trying to go Alan May, trying to get Alan May to push back with him to get an additional minor.
All this coming at the 23-second mark. And as Van Hellemond skated over to the penalty box, we saw Millette try to goad Alan May into something here. It happened after this.
Millette talking about Kypreos and May in all the articles around New York in the papers, trying to get them stirred up, and I'm sure that did fire the Capitals up. I'm sure they read the newspapers, saw the things he was saying about the tough guys and seeing what's going to happen, and they came out, played smart hockey.
The discipline showing there from the Capitals' perspective, and they've got a two-man advantage. And on the double minor, the Caps will get another advantage after this two-man advantage. And they'd like to score on the power plays. Pavelka, top of the circle, works it off the wall on the far side. Puck goes to Hunter. Gets away from Patrick, throws it in front. Turcotte couldn't get it out of the zone. Caps keep it in. Hatcher gives to Iafrate. Iafrate winds up with a shot. The save by Richter. The rebound with Richter down. Comes to Hatcher pitching in, and Richter makes a pad save. And the Rangers dump it down the ice, much to the delight of the Garden crowd.
Boy, oh boy, were they lucky there, Jeff. Richter all over the ice, falling around the crease area. Didn't even see the pucks coming at him. Fortunate the pucks were shot wide.
The Rangers again dump it out with 1:08 left here in this two-man advantage. Al Iafrate rejoining his teammates yesterday in the lineup tonight, and Ciccarelli has it. Across the line, gives to Hatcher, between the circles to Iafrate, pitching in. Iafrate winds up with a shot, and it's wide of Richter. Comes to the left point. Hatcher to Iafrate. Iafrate to Ciccarelli. He scores! Dino Ciccarelli, 1-0 Washington. This is what the Capitals wanted.
5-on-3, you try to set the puck up top, and Al Iafrate back in the lineup tonight. He's a key guy. He handles the puck extremely well. Kevin Hatcher moving it over to Al Iafrate. He's a fake semi-slap shot, thinking he was going to the net. That route, leaving Dino Ciccarelli on his forehand, and he just swiped that puck, one-timed it into the far corner. Richter coming out for the shot.
And that's Ciccarelli's first goal of the playoffs. It comes at 1:40. And let's wait for the assist, likely Hatcher and Iafrate.
And that's how important Al Iafrate is, Jeff. He wasn't here on the game one of the playoffs, and he's a big guy, an important factor on the Capitals blue line. He can step in, he can play 5-on-3, he can lug the puck. They need that type of ability from him tonight.
2 minutes, 22 seconds left in the spearing double minor to Millette. Lineway feeds to Hatcher across the line. Hatcher on the near boards, works it far side. Ciccarelli steps into one of the Rangers, and we've got a penalty here. David Shaw takes a shot at Ciccarelli.
Well, Ciccarelli said something. Shaw's going to go into the box also. I'm sure Andy Van Hellemond saw that. He punched Dino Ciccarelli. Dino Ciccarelli's going to get the initial minor, but David Shaw taking a dumb penalty. He's going to get nailed also.
We'll have the penalties when we return. 1-0 Washington.
Unit pricing is more important today than... I think that the economy affects everyone, and certainly Giant is responding and will continue to respond to the consumers' interest in saving money. Based on the number of different specials that Giant offers each week, there are many choices that consumers can make and many ways to save. You can plan your meals around the newspaper ads, looking at what's being featured that week. Consumers can shop at Giant and get the quality, the service, and the value while still saving money.
The The Capitals remain on the power play. Dino Ciccarelli picking up a 2-minute elbowing penalty. David Shaw getting the 2-minute roughing minor, and a hard hit by Ciccarelli trying to forecheck against the Rangers. Knocks Shaw down, knocks his helmet off. He's getting called for the penalty. Dino comes over, gives him a little punch, talks to him, and then Shaw punches him. Andy Van Hellemond right there. The Caps still 2:08 left on their power play.
David Shaw, I thought, took a bit of a dive. And you might say the same thing about Ciccarelli, who went down like a ton of bricks. But Ciccarelli did the job, taking somebody with him. And we talked about discipline. The Rangers have got to show the same thing. Hatcher gives the puck to Ridley. Ridley in across the line. Ridley with a point to Iafrate. To Hatcher. Hatcher now moves. Kevin Hatcher with the puck. Down low here to Ridley. Ridley on the half floor. Gets it cross ice to Iafrate. Lets one go. Richter the save. And he holds on with Kelly Miller awaiting the rebound.
The Capitals moving the puck around, and Al Iafrate out there on the point. When you get close to the top of the circle, you try to blast the puck through the goaltender. He had some traffic in front. Kelly Miller going to the front of the net along with Kristich and Ridley, forcing a little screen, making Richter make the stop. Then they had a second and third guy there. If he did give up the rebound, he hasn't been giving up a lot of rebounds, but if he did, they're there to whack him home.
1:33 remaining in the minor. Al Iafrate practicing with Baltimore. And then joining the team yesterday after practicing with the Skipjacks, who open up against Binghamton tonight in the American Hockey League's first round of the playoffs, the Rangers Farm Club.
And some players can be hurt by a little bit of a layoff, but Al Iafrate is such a great skater, I don't really think it's going to have an adverse effect on his game tonight.
Hatcher at center. Backhands into the offensive zone. John Druce goes after it. Druce comes in front. Has it poked off his stick by Leach. Erickson makes the play as he dives to center, but the Caps control. 1:03 left in the minor to Millette. Intercepted by Erickson and then backhanded by Turcotte down the ice. Rangers get some fresh legs on. Hunter bumps with Turcotte between the benches. Play goes right on as Iafrate turns. Retreats inside his own line. 45 left in the minor now. Gives the puck to Dale Hunter. Hunter across the line. Dale Hunter turns. Feeds to Langway. Winds up with a shot and it's wide. Druce just failed to deflect it home. Iafrate takes a hit on the far side. Pavanka to Iafrate. Rotten throws a hit on him. Hunter has it hop over his stick. Rangers control. This is Mullen. Delayed penalty upcoming here now. Out of the net comes Richter. The Caps will be on the penalty killing roll here as Iafrate touches it, then takes the hit. Play's been called, and we will be back with the penalty. 1-0 Washington from the Garden in New York.
Now, for a limited time, you can order a medium supreme pizza for just $8.99, and we'll throw in another medium pizza, any kind you like, for only $4 more. So give us a call today and make the change to Pizza Hut.
The Capitals bench a happy bunch with a 1-0 lead at the Garden. Get their penalty killing to work. They picked up a 4-minute minor. Dale Hunter in the box, 2 minutes for hooking. And then he said a few words to Andy Van Hellemond. The hooking call on James Patrick. Then when the penalty was whistled down, he said a few words to Andy Van Hellemond, and he nailed him with also an extra 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
So in 8 seconds from now, it'll be the New York Rangers on the power play. And the double minor to Hunter. Ridley at center. Dumps it off Nichols. Inside the Rangers zone, down the right wing, Gartner. Team captain of the Rangers. Thwarted at the line by the Caps team captain, Rod Langway, who makes the defensive play, gives to Ridley. Ridley back in the Cap zone. Going off some valuable seconds, and then Hatcher drives it off Brian Leach. Leach in across the line. Leach kicks around, and play's been called on the outside. Tickets for playoff games A and B are on sale now. The games will be Sunday night at 7:05 and next Tuesday at 7:35. Plenty of tickets for both games available by calling phone charge right now at 202-432-0200. Operators are on duty until 11 o'clock. And a note to all fans, Sunday night, all fans are going to receive a white pom-pom courtesy of Saxotone. Hope to see you there. Exciting Stanley Cup playoff action at the Capitol Center. Rangers with a 3-minute and 30-second manpower advantage. Patrick inside his own line. Must retreat all the way back to the red line. Down the net. Here's Patrick to center. Winds up with a drive, and it's wide of Beaupre. Picked up. Nope. Leach lets it go. Gartner tries to skate in front, but John Druce able to skate it away and then backhands to center ice. Druce with Hatcher pinching in the backhand shot, and the pad save by Richter. James Patrick being chased by Dave Tippett, who's in the lineup tonight. Leach, cross ice for Turcotte at center. Turcotte across the line. Knocked off his stick. Iafrate bumps. Back to the point. Leach dumping it behind the net. On the far side. Turcotte bumps his man, and Lawler clears to neutral ice. Leach. It's to Nichols for Gartner. And Gartner fakes the shot, looks in front there for Moeller. And he couldn't control the puck, and a delay penalty upcoming here. And it's going to be Moeller for slashing Don Beaupre. Moeller couldn't get his stick on the puck, and then slashed Beaupre. And again, an undisciplined move by the Rangers.
The Rangers picking up a couple of dumb penalties in the first period. Randy Moeller, both teams flying high out there on the ice, and a nice pass by Gartner to Moeller. He couldn't get the shot away, being back-checked, and he two-hands Beaupre. A little bit in frustration. I think he wanted to also give Beaupre a little shot to try to get Beaupre off his game. He's had a strong performance in Game 1, and that's the type of thing you have to do to Richter. Richter needs to be bumped and pushed around his crease to get him off his game.
Rangers talking before this series that they wanted to get Beaupre off his game, but Don Beaupre playing without question right now the best goaltending of his NHL career. And Roger Nielsen right now must be wondering about his team. He wants them to be physical, but that's to an extreme. And there's Coach Terry Murray, again preaching discipline before today's game. Corey Millen set for the faceoff. He wins the draw, gets it to Sorella, driven into the Washington zone. The power play nullified by that minor penalty as Iafrate throws a hit on the far side. Loose puck cleared aside by Iafrate. Pavanka turns away from traffic, works it off the boards to Lawler. Lawler throwing it ahead off the stick of Pavanka, who retrieves it and then crosses the line. Here's Pavanka on the backhand to Kristich, and it was wide on the stick side. Kristich tries to keep it in the offensive zone, gets it to Lawler for Pavanka. He couldn't control the bouncing puck. Pavanka ridden off. Kristich comes in to help out. Kristich turning away from Millen. Kristich still with the puck. Gets it to the point. Hatcher with a drive. And of course, Richter didn't see it, but luckily it made its way up over the glass and up into the crowd. 13 minutes, 15 seconds left here in period 1. The Washington Capitals on a goal by Dino Ciccarelli, his first to the playoffs, lead it 1-0.
Kristich strong on his stick behind the goal, fighting with the Rangers. Corey Millen, he's a small center iceman. That's why he can use his great size down low against them. He comes out and spots Hatcher on the point. A nice backhand pass. Hatcher a fake shot. Then he lets it go. Gets deflected over top of the glass.
From the faceoff, this is Brian Leetch. Around the net, Leetch throwing it ahead. And it's Bernie Nichols dumping it into the Capital zone. A shot by Gartner gets deflected wide. Nichols dumps to the corner. Hatcher here on the near side. Picks up the loose puck. Hatcher turns away. He's to the line. Hatcher to center. Throws it off for Tippett. Tippett to Hatcher, deflected wide. Langway stepping up in the play for the Capitals. Ridden off by Gartner, but was still able to make the play here on the opposite side. Leetch. Bumped by Berglund. Berglund falls to the ice. Back come the Rangers. Nichols down the left wing. He's got Patrick with him. Nichols trying to get away from Hatcher with one hand. Gets it ahead. Erickson couldn't control it. And Langway picks it up off the back wall for Washington. Backhands ahead here for Berglund. Berglund feeding to Tippett. He drives it in. Total of 10 seconds remaining in that penalty to Moeller. And then the Capitals will be a man short, but only for 20 seconds. In across the line. The spinorama move by Kelly Miller. Miller still with the puck. Slash net by Hardy around the net. Hardy taking liberties, and then he throws Miller to the ice. Here comes a penalty. Oh, Hardy lucky that he didn't get a slashing call. Finally called for holding. We'll be back with the Capitals power play in 8 seconds. Don't go away.
And this is our 1991 Chevy S10EL. Let me point out a few features. Electronic fuel injection, power front disc brakes, rear wheel anti-lock brake system, double wall steel, front and rear. 5-speed, full gauges, tinted glass. What do you think?
So, what will I get for this price?
Let me show you.
The 91 Chevy S10EL. For value, more people are winning with today's Chevy truck.
Al Iafrate's addition to the lineup doubly important. Not only was it key on that first goal, but you probably have noticed Calle Johansson not in the lineup. Woke up this morning, had a bursa sac, which is fluid and swelling on the inside of his right ankle. Had it drained, tried to skate in the pregame warm-up, couldn't do it, but he thinks he will be available for Sunday night. A key member of the Capitals' blue line out. Why Al Iafrate being back is so important for Washington tonight. Back up to Jeff and Craig for the power play.
There's Kelly Miller, showing some of the effects and signs of that slashing that wasn't even called by Van Hellemond. Hardy taking some liberties, but in the end gets the gate for holding. And the Caps will be back on the power play in 3 seconds. Rangers controlling their own zone. Drews bumped up by Moeller. Erickson tries to clear the zone. Turcotte on the backhand, but not out. Iafrate keeps it in on the left point. Iafrate to Drews. The Caps on the power play. It's Pavanka coming out of the corner with the puck. Backhands ahead. Drews couldn't get a drive away as it was deflected off his stick. Here on the near side. Drews bumping with his man. Gets some help. Pavanka comes in to dig in as Moeller dumps Hunter. Here's a drive by Drews. Stick save made by Richter. Bouncing puck on the far side. Backhanded by Turcotte down the ice into the Capital zone.
Drews nicely set up by Dale Hunter. Thought he had not enough time and quickly shot the puck, not getting all the lumber behind it.
Kelly Miller to Iafrate, and his drive deflected by James Patrick behind the net. Picciarelli on the ice. Up along the board, still able to make the play to Hatcher and a pad save. The rebound as Wrigley comes in off the point, and again Richter makes the save. Mike Richter's made a number of key saves here early. The Capitals have outshot the Rangers 8-2. Wrigley bumped in neutral ice and then throws. Mullen to the ice. We've got a penalty upcoming here, and the fans are on their feet. The Caps power play nullified. 10:35 left. Washington by a goal.
Life without choices is like a jukebox with one song. But more choices are always at your fingertips in the C&P Telephone Yellow Pages. It's got more choices, a lot more, than any other Yellow Pages. No wonder so many of us, 9 out of 10 of us, use it. When it comes to choices, the more the merrier. The genuine C&P Telephone Yellow Pages, nor the Book and Magic, a Bell Atlantic company.
Mike Ridley in the penalty box. Mullen taking him out at center ice along with Turcotte. Mike Ridley got a little bit upset and threw Mullen down, and Eddie Van Hellemond standing right there. His arm up went up quickly, nailed Ridley with a 2-minute holding penalty.
10 minutes, 35 seconds left here in the first period. Washington by a goal. Jeff Rimmer along with Craig Laughlin and Al Koken on WDCA. Game 2 of this Patrick Division semifinal. Neil Sheehy playing his first game in almost a year. The last action for Sheehy, Game 4 of the conference championships against the Boston Bruins. What a story as Gartner lets one go. Deflected wide, picked up off the wall. Pavanka moves it ahead for Peter Bondra back in the lineup. Pavanka pokes it away from the Rangers. Now tries to get it over the line, and he is dumped. No penalty call. Van Hellemond lets one go. Gartner right wing, gets away from Pavaka. Centering pass thrown on the wing for Nichols. Nichols couldn't control the pass. Nichols up along the board. Sorella tied up, and it's Bondra at center ice. Bondra lets one go. Richter, the pad save, loving it, and then giving it to Brian Leetch. Quick change by the Capitals. Fresh legs on for the Rangers as well. Here's Leetch to center. Brian Leetch trying to thread the needle through the defense. Leetch called on the offside. On the right wing, ahead of the puck carrier was Bernie Nichols, thus the offside call.
Don Beaupre really focused again this evening. That's the key with him. Even when traffic's around him, I asked him about that. What do you think of the traffic in front? He just says he's one of the guys that doesn't let it affect him. You won't see him taking a lot of penalties. There's a lot of goalies like Hextall are going to whack you and slash you as you go through the crease. Don Beaupre just focuses on one thing, and that's stopping the puck.
1 minute left in the minor penalty to Ridley. New York Rangers finishing regular season play second overall with the extra man. They were 0 for 5, as were the Capitals in Game 1. Capitals, of course, #1 in penalty killing efficiency in the National Hockey League with an 86% efficiency. Kelly Miller slaps it off the wall. James Patrick at center turns. Ahead to Millen across the line. Millen on the wraparound for Mullen. Mullen throws to the point to Leetch. Winds up with a shot. Beaupre sees it. The rebound right there, and it's covered up by the Capitals goaltender. 31 seconds left in the minor to Ridley. Craig, as we got to look at the out-of-town scoreboard here at Madison Square Garden, the Devils leading by a goal over Pittsburgh. Hartford leading over Boston by a goal. Montreal over Buffalo. But the big story last night, the visitors winning in all 4 buildings, and those all have to be considered upsets. But more importantly for the Capitals, that's got to be a big lift, knowing that here in the playoffs, the visitors are coming through.
Certainly is. It's another season. Every game, you've got to take every shift, every time you're out on the ice, as being a crucial time of the game.
Patrick comes in front. Langway clears to the point, but not out. Leetch goes to Mullen. Mullen for Millen, and his drive goes wide. Hunter picks it up off the wall. It's in front. Beaupre down. The loose puck there, and it's cleared to the point, but not out. Delayed penalty upcoming here again. Langway on the wall. As play's been called, and a holding penalty upcoming. Langway, it appears, is going to get the penalty, and we'll have the continuation of the power play when we get back.
Shine a light on you, shine a light on me. Keep your Bud Light shining for everyone to see.
When you're looking good, you want Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up and never let you down.
You can taste it, you can feel it. You know you got it right. 'Cause everything else is just a light. Just keep your Bud Light shining. Everything else is just a light. You got to shine on. Everything else is just a light.
Rod Langway for the Capitals in the penalty box for a holding penalty, a scrum around the front of the goal, and Corey Millen standing around there. Langway gets nailed with a holding call, putting the Rangers on a 5-on-3. The Capitals got one early. Usually happens that the Rangers are going to end up with one during the game. They've got one now.
And it's only for now 3 seconds. As Nichols turns, throws it back to the point. Patrick couldn't control the pass. Leetch down low. The Rangers leading scorer and defenseman backhands ahead for Patrick, who's pinching in. Patrick to Turcotte with a drive, and it's wide on the glove side. Caps now just killing off one penalty. That's to Langway. Comes in front. Beaupre the save. Nichols taking a few chances there with Beaupre as he was slashing for the rebound. Nichols picks it up off the wall. Beaupre makes the save as Gartner tried to direct it behind the Caps goaltender. And he coolly steps away from traffic and holds on. Great goaltending by Don Beaupre.
One of the key ingredients in playoff hockey. Beaupre certainly come up, played strong, under pressure, a lot of stuff. Gartner gets a good shot away.
And again, we want you to stay right here with us on DC20 Sports, because right after tonight's game, the Bullets will be in Indianapolis to take on the Pacers, and you can join Mel Proctor and Phil Chenier as they call all the action right here on WDCA TV 20. A minute 24 seconds remaining in the minor penalty to team captain Rod Langway. The shot's on goal. With 8:06 remaining, Washington with 9, the Rangers coming back with 8. And it's these back-to-back power plays that have them closing in on the shot clock. But on the board, it is 1-0 Washington. On the goal by Dino Ciccarelli. From the drop, Patrick from the point, and it's wide. Ends up all the way back in neutral ice, picked up by Mike Ridley. Ridley turning away from Patrick, still has the puck. Dave Tip, or rather Kelly Miller, buck off the puck, and it's Turcotte. Back for the Rangers. Throws it on the wing for Nichols. Waller there, and he clears to center ice. 1:02 left. Loose puck picked up by Kelly Miller in a drive. Off Patrick, ends up behind the Ranger net. This is Leach. Ryan Leach throws it ahead for Gartner at center. Gartner across the line. Gartner being chased by Kelly Miller, throws it in front, but Iafrate alertly drives it down the ice right on Richter. Richter with a quick lead pass for Moeller. 40 seconds left in the minor. 7:20 in the period. Iafrate for the Capitals. Dumps it, knocked down by Moeller with a drive. And that one just failed to be deflected by Bernie Nichols, standing in the slot and trying to deflect it behind Beaupre. Hardy for Mullen. Back to Hardy. Cross ice, a shot by Moeller through traffic. Beaupre makes the initial save and play's been called. 17 seconds left now in the minor penalty as we got to look at John Ogrodnik of the Rangers, and he's been a disappointment down the stretch, Craig. 1 goal in his last 14 games.
And he's looking to get one in front. That's where he's known to play. He's got the good hands in front, and he tries to just get in front of Beaupre here, but Beaupre up above the scrum in front of the goal, so he gets the puck, easily stops it. Stoppage of play, and a lot of people saying that John Ogrodnik, one of the reasons he was slumping, Jeff, he had a big bonus at 35 goals, $450,000, another year added onto his contract. And they said when he got to 31, he was really pressing to score that up to 35, and they say that might have had something to do with the problems he had down the stretch.
Hunter on the far boards, ridden off by Moeller. 6 seconds left in the minor to team captain Rod Langway. Here across the line, this is Corey Millen. Turns, throws it towards the net, and Beaupre alertly pokes it away. Moeller on the point, team's back to full strength. Pivaka clears, but not out. Moeller with a drive, and it's up into the crowd, and we'll have a face-off exactly from where that puck was shot. We'll be back, 1-0 Washington.
This is Hardee's quarter-pound cheeseburger. Its dimensions about 64.65 millimeters bun to bun. The patty 12.65 millimeters of 100% thick, juicy beef. And for limited time only, it's just 99 cents. Now, we believe there isn't a cheeseburger this thick and this high for this low in the business. But if any fast food restaurant chain would like to challenge us, this side of the screen is yours. Just send your film to this address. Hardee's quarter-pound cheeseburger. It's very high, it's at a very low price, and at this very good restaurant.
Jeff River, Craig Laughlin, and Al Koken back here on DC 20. 6:33 left. Washington by a goal. 1-0 over the Rangers. And Craig, what's that? You think the crowd's a little more into the game tonight than they were maybe for game 1 Wednesday?
They seem to be. They're really hollering, shouting, trying to get behind the Rangers to get some attack going. Wednesday night, the first game, game 1, they really weren't into it. Tonight must be a Friday night, must be really into it.
Oh, Friday night, it's the weekend. They're happy about the weekend. Forget the hockey game. Puck picked up on the back wall. Hard hit by the Capitals in the corner. The Caps throwing their weight around. Berglund getting Leach. Here on the near side. Kyprios trying to feed it in front. Alan May ridden off along the wall. David Shaw all over him. May looks for Kyprios. Tries to poke it away, and the Rangers clear it to the line and skating down the right wing. Dumped into the Capital zone and around Sabrin. Neil Sheehy back for the Capitals. Sheehy misses a check there from Kosar. Berglund bumped by Millette. May takes a hit from Millette, and the Capitals dump it in the Rangers zone. This is James Patrick turning to the line. On the wing, off the skate of Millette. He gloves it, throws a hit on Kristich. Pivaka tries to pick up the loose puck. Kosar right over Alan May's stick. Millette is done. And a bit of a dive there as he gets back up. Boy, some of these players need acting lessons. Here's Kristich with a drive. The save made by Richter, who gets right back up, and Alan May awaiting the rebound. Couldn't get his hands on it. Waller for Iafrate. Iafrate bumped. Puck behind the net. Kristich tries to squeeze it out along the boards. Gartner has his man tied up, and play's been called. 5 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. We'll be back.
hard as it is to believe, people actually walked away from accidents like these. But before there were seat belts, airbags, child safety seats, or anti-lock brakes, these people wouldn't have had a prayer. Which is why Geico has lobbied for these life-saving technologies for years. You see, we'd like you to be our customer, or somebody's, for a long, long time. Geico, we have only one policy: safety.
Now look at Neil Sheehy on the Capitals bench, and boy, his return has really sparked the Capitals. Neil Sheehy coming back from not one but two serious injuries. Fracturing his ankle, 9 screws in that ankle, and a preseason injury, lost to the hockey club for most of the year. And then the disc problem, surgery in Boston, got the clearance earlier this week, and back in the lineup tonight in Game 2. And ahead of schedule, I might add, Craig.
Far ahead of schedule, and I think he's very glad that he's in the lineup. He spent a lot of hours in rehabilitation. You spend about 8 hours in rehab. It's much easier just to play every day, go to practice, get focused on the game at hand, than it is to constantly be out working on weights, riding the bike.
Hatcher for the Capitals, a reunited line of Kristich, Pivonka, and Bondra. Bondra in the lineup, fires it high off the glass. Peter Bondra had a big game against the Rangers earlier on this season here at the Garden with 3 goals and an assist. We'd like to duplicate that here tonight. Cirella off the wall. Bucks with Kristich. The two of them fall to the ice. Moeller is back behind the net. Works it off the boards to center. Hatcher drives it right back in. Laid offside. Moeller on the backhand to center. Hatcher there to cut it off again. And it ends up in the Ranger bench on the backhand with 4:15 left to go here in period 1. One way to guarantee yourself the best available seats for this year's playoffs is to put a non-refundable deposit on a season ticket or partial plan for next season. And by doing that, you guarantee yourself the best possible seats for this year's Stanley Cup playoffs. For more information, sales representatives are standing by right now, and they'll answer your questions at 386-7080. That's 386-7080. Coach Terry Murray shuffled his lines as we get a look at Joey Kocur.
Joey Kocur, a little cut above his eye.
Cut a high stick there from Bondra as the two of them collided in open ice around the Ranger blue line. Langley driving it in wide of Richter here on the near side. Capitals controls. Tippett walks in front of the net. The save made by Richter. The rebound to the point. Langley lets it go to Tippett, and he couldn't redirect it. Ray Tippett picks it up off the wall in front for Hunter. Ciccarelli, bumped by King, gets back up. Appears to be in a little pain as Ciccarelli now talks to Shaw. David Shaw and Ciccarelli talking at the line.
Dino Ciccarelli had a tough time getting up in front of the goal, in front of Richter.
Al Koken standing by at ice level. He's got some updates for us. Al.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. On the Giant Food out-of-town scoreboard, a Brendan Shanahan goal has given the Devils a 3-2 lead over Pittsburgh in the second. Hartford and Boston tied up at 2. That in the second at Boston Garden. And at the Forum in Montreal, another second-period score. The Sabres and Canadiens tied at 2. Back upstairs to Jeff and Craig.
Ciccarelli still talking to King, Derek King. And I didn't see what happened. Did you see what happened there, Craig?
No, I didn't, Jeff. But what happens in front of the goal? Defensemen and forwards know where to hit you. They know where the pads aren't. And he caught Dino probably around the ankle area and the back of his leg. You have no protection there, and that stings. When you get a defenseman's blade of his stick there, that really stings, and you have to just pop it off. I'm sure Dino Ciccarelli putting an ice bag on at the Capital bench.
Off the wall. Ridley picks it up across the line. Ridley for John Druce. Druce puts the brakes on, tries to get a shot away, but Mullen very alertly makes the defensive play. Mullen tied up along the far boards, kicks it ahead, and it's Bernie Nichols to center. Nichols, who had one of the 2 Ranger goals in Game 1, works it off the boards. Lawler there for the Capitals. He loses his edge. Nichols takes a hit from Kelly Miller for Ridley. Ridley throwing it on the wing for John Druce, stepping up in the play. This is Hardy letting one go wide of Beaupre. Ridley in the corner. Gets the backhand shot ahead. James Patrick's drive goes wide. Druce bumped along the boards by Brutton. Capitals clear it down the ice. And Patrick first back. He'll touch it, icing the call. 2:44 left.
John Druce paying the price along the board. He's got a gash above his eye. Joey Mullen knocked his helmet off going into the corner. He ended up going along the boards a harder round, and he had to take that puck and get it out of trouble. It was at the end of the shift. That's where your forwards make their money, is along the boards. It's a tough job, but John Druce gets the puck down the ice, forcing the whistle.
Well, if this first period, Craig, is any indication of what we're in for here tonight and in Washington in games 3 and 4, it's going to be a hard-hitting series.
And that's a hard hit coming over. John Druce takes the hit to make the play. That's what you have to do in the playoffs. You can't be selfish. You've got to take a hit for the team.
Hope to see you all there Sunday night, 705-432-0200. Area code 202, phone charge operator standing by. Reserve your tickets for game 3. Cheer the Capitals on. Ciccarelli dumps to the open corner. First back, James Patrick. Gets away from Tippett. The late penalty upcoming here now. The Capitals, again, will be a man short. Out of the net is Richter. The Rangers have the extra attacker. Hardy behind his own net. Waits. Throws it on the wing for Millen. Millen down the left wing across the line. Millen directs one towards Beaupre, and Beaupre closes the door and holds on as Ciccarelli was dumped by a Ranger in front of the Washington net.
And he was checked by Chris King. Chris King was all over him that shift. That's Chris King's job. Chris King, known for his defensive role with the Rangers. He sticks to Dino Ciccarelli like glue. That's his job in this series. Ciccarelli and Druce are marked mans with King. Dino Ciccarelli gets fed up with the hooking and holding. Dino can't get away, punches him back, and the referee calls Dino with that roughing penalty.
17:50, so the Rangers are back on the power play. The Capitals and the Rangers with 2:10 left each have 12 shots on goal, but it's the Ciccarelli goal that is the difference.
And a nice play by Millen using his speed. He's not a big guy. He's got pretty good hands. Inserted into the lineup coming up from Binghamton. He gets a good shot away. He's on his off wing. He snaps that puck, but John Beaupre way out of his net, not letting him see anything behind him, and he just stopped it.
Van Helleman calling the 2-minute minor for roughing on Ciccarelli. And the Rangers, a little over 2 minutes, have the power play for the balance of the period. From the faceoff, in the Capital zone, Langway controls. Mullen chasing him. The Caps try to clear it, but not out. Leach keeping it in on the left point. Gets it to Ogrodnik with a drive. Beaupre the save. Mullen in the corner. Has the puck for the Rangers. Turns, feeds to Millen behind the net. Ogrodnik is there. Gets away from Langway. Ogrodnik dumping it behind the net. Comes to the near side. This is Mullen for Leach. Leach with a shot deflected wide. Hatcher bumps. Mullen, Langway picks up the loose puck, overskates it. Fighting for possession along the boards. That's Hatcher. Trying to get it ahead for Ridley, and does, and then Mike Ridley dumps it down the ice. Van Beesbrook out of the net.
What a great shift for Langway and Hatcher. They were forcing all over the ice. They exchanged sides. Langway up on the right side, forcing the man. Then he had to come all the way over to the left side. He forced the man. Then they got the puck down the ice.
Leach. With less than a minute to go and 48 seconds in the minor penalty to Ciccarelli. Ahead for Turcotte. Turcotte chased by Druce. Backhands to the point. Leach with a shot. Beaupre the save. The rebound. And it was fired wide of Beaupre. Work to the right point. Moeller keeps it in. This is Turcotte. Fires one towards the net. Through traffic. Beaupre's got it. And he holds on. Magnificent goaltending by Don Beaupre here in period 1 as the Rangers now have fired 15 shots at the Capitals goaltender.
They're not getting too many Rangers standing around in front. The Capitals cleaning the house in front. Mike Gartner standing there, but he gets knocked over. Good play by Turcotte. He gets a backhand away. It's wide. But the Rangers letting Beaupre see the puck. They're really doing a good job clearing out in front of the goal.
30 seconds remaining in the minor to Ciccarelli. And 40 seconds here in this period. Craig, a tremendous look for the Capitals if they can get out of here in the next 40 seconds without giving up a power play goal.
Well, when you go into the dressing room 1 up at the Garden, you played a great period, and I think the Capitals have to be satisfied going into the dressing room, but they've still got 40 seconds to kill, 30 seconds on the power play.
Beaupre around on the far side. Pavanka at the wall, backhands it down the ice with 33 seconds left in the period. The clock ticking, 20 seconds in the minor. Here's Leach. Leach to center. Throws it on the wing and into late outside. Rangers getting some wires crossed, and Randy Mitten making the call on the offside. 11 seconds left in the Ciccarelli minor. Michael Pavanka, the lone goal for the Capitals in game 1. And Pavanka certainly finishing very strong for the Washington Capitals down the stretch. And had a big game. I thought maybe the best Capitals in game 1.
He was one of the top players on the ice, I think, for the Caps. I think you're right there. And I think what Michael's really come on is his skating. Midway through the season, he had a lull and he wasn't skating. And being the centerman, being good with the puck, you've got to skate. And he's pulled away from a couple of Rangers, forcing them to pull him down. No penalty was called, but he's got to keep doing that game in, game out, because sooner or later the referee's going to call some penalties. He's got to use his great speed that he has.
And a look at Bernie Nichols, who had the goal and a couple of big plays defensively in game 1, and put his money where his mouth was, promising that he would improve on his play down the stretch, and says he deserved to be benched for game 80 against the Penguins. Here's Patrick across the line. Patrick stops, dumps it behind the net, picked up by Gartner, and he tries to backhand it short side. Caps make the play, and Don Beaupre again holds on with Ciccarelli out of the box, and 9 seconds left now in the period.
And Gartner getting knocked down again in front of the goal, but he gets that first shot away. Then Don Beaupre standing up, coming out on the goal, making the initial stop. Mike Gartner sees that he's got Kevin Hatcher coming from behind. Michael Pavanka, the lone forward, coming back, has to protect in front. They protect in front because Beaupre makes the initial stop, but then the Capitals turn around and face the play, not allowing the Rangers' second and third guy to come in and get the loose pucks.
Well, some tale-telling stats here. In the last 5 games after this last successful penalty kill for the Capitals, the Rangers 1 for 30, and that's over the last 5 games, head-to-head, Rangers and the Capitals. And here in this Patrick Division semifinal, as Hunter talks with one of the Rangers, New York 0-4-10. And we're talking about the same team in the National Hockey League that finished regular season play with the second best power play.
And they had 91 goals, which is right up there with Calgary, so they can score on the power play. But the Capitals really holding them in check because they're lining up 4 across. The Rangers do not like to dump it in on their power play.
Kocur skating by the Capitals bench, talking to a couple of the Capitals, and then makes his way onto the Ranger bench. 8 seconds left. Lawler turning away from traffic, throwing it on the wing for Ciccarelli at center. Winds up with a shot. Richter, the stick save. Picking it up off the boards was Tippett as the horn goes to end period 1, and some pushing and shoving in the corner. It's Hunter and Turcotte. They've got to be separated, but on the scoreboard, Dino Ciccarelli with his first of the playoffs, giving the Washington Capitals a 1-0 lead. A power play goal, and the Capitals, despite being outshot 16-13, leave the ice here at the Garden leading by a goal. Al Koken will join you here on DC 20 with our first intermission when we return.